Hey everyone, Dragon here, and today I'm doing run number 4 of my hardcore Valheim speedrun series. As you can see, my soup kitchen is ready for visitors, but there appears to be a draft. Let me shut this, and I want to go show us the portal house. This is my mighty portal house. I use swamp keys to light my way, and I have put up a post, and this is a beautiful village. Let's go in and check it out. The entire roof is supported by these 4 beams, and it is a beautiful, beautiful design around this rock. Some may disagree with me leaving the grass in, but I like the grass. But anywho, let's get back to my hardcore runs. This is a beautiful place to tell a story of another time, another character. Shortly after landing in Valheim, I found this level 2 star deer, and I almost beat it to death with this club. I chased it down into the water where it apparently could outswim me, and so I had to give up. In the interest of time, I chose a shed I found to make my crafting station and upgrade my gear. This seed had a lot of boars everywhere, so I was able to make my bow fairly quickly. But if we're being honest, I got both my deer heads with a club, and this is part of the reason. Having a level 1 bow and both deer heads, I just headed to the altar. You guys may not have seen it right there, but I have 1 armor class. I haven't made anything other than this bow and a couple arrows. I'm using some flint head arrows that I found in some chests, but then it's going to default to my wooden arrows, which I think are pretty equivocal, honestly. This rock blocks an attack for me. I wasn't aware that the rocks could actually block his lightning. I think we're about on the wooden arrows now, but I don't see much of a damage difference. The level 1 crude bow made it through the battle, which is impressive, and I killed Eikthyr in record time, which is great. I didn't have any large body of water blocking me this time, so that made it a lot better. With Eikthyr slain, I do what I always do and go find a marker for the Elder as soon as possible. That way I know which direction to start building in. Something about this building really caught my attention. I liked the aesthetic, I liked where it was, I liked the fact that it's surrounded by tin. There's meadows close by. It has a marker for the Elder, and I liked it a lot. So I wanted to actually build here. All I had to do was slay the natives with extreme prejudice and take the building. The natives were afraid of fire, so it made it very easy because they just kept startling themselves and running around aimlessly. My building had tin and copper around it, so I figured I needed a smelter and a kiln as quickly as possible, so I went and found a dungeon. Shit was tense in there. I had to pull out the bow and arrow, which happens when I get scared. This crypt was so close to the home. It's pretty impressive. There was a crypt, a copper vein, and another copper vein, and there's a ton of copper around. This is an amazing place to build. I went exploring at night, and I found my first troll, and I decided to kill him. Day 3, I'm clearing a crypt. I almost have enough certling cores for my forge and my kiln. I find a ghost and I fuck that guy up with fire arrows and sneak attack. That crypt left me one certling core short, so I went and found another crypt and cleared it really quick, which allowed me to make my smelter and kiln. And then I went to work on this copper deposit like 12 feet behind my house. Mining takes so long, it's so tedious. I was just taking a stroll in the forest when a troll happened to be there, and I just had to murder him. It's only fair. He cast the first stone. That's all I can say. That's how I'm gonna remember it. The trolls know me in this world as the Troll Slayer, and therefore I will wear their hide. People from outer worlds call me the Blue Man now, and I've been invited to the Blue Man group. The blue was a little bit too much for me, so I had to make a deer hide cloak to kind of hide it. That night, the Grey Dwarfs attacked, and I decided to fight back. I didn't let their constant wreck really affect my farming though. I still was getting tin and copper. They were not leaving me alone though. They just needed to leave me alone. I would take breaks in my building so I could rest and heal and keep my rested buff up. Trolls were abundant in this game, not sure why. I actually started avoiding them after killing too many. I did a little more farming, and then I made an elder portal. Then I headed off into the woods north towards the elder, trying to see if I can make it there. I ran into an ocean, and I could not find a way to pass it. I had started to realize that the east wasn't going to connect up, and so I really had to head back. But I did have 2 days to still beat my record in, so I still had faith that I could do it. I started working on a ship. And my adventure has begun. My second adventure. It was smooth sailing all the way, which was great. I made it to the Elder's spot, I scouted the location, found a couple Grey Dwarf nests, the murder because I didn't want that involved in my fight. And as soon as day breaks, I set up a portal and I'm ready to fight the Elder. But first I needed some better food, and a rested buff, and a couple arrows. But then I was ready to fight. Wanted to beat him before my day 9 record, so let's set a new record today. I have 21 armor class and a level 3 fine wood bow. Ain't even scared. I do think that fire arrows are not the way to go on this guy though. Even though I'm using them here, I'm regretting it and thinking about changing that decision in the future. I think flint head do more damage to him. I'm pretty sure I never got hit in this battle. I had saved my Eek for the end of the battle, since I tend to die when he's at like 20% health, so I decided to give myself an extra boost, just in case. There's a chance that I might not have made that run without it. After killing the Elder, I get a little cocky and decide to kick his roots' asses, and he almost killed me. This is me putting myself in a timeout on the block where it's safe. This kill was also in record time. I'm on a roll. I haven't been able to find many bees in this world. I guess I haven't explored enough meadows or something. That's the problem with trying to rush things. You can't explore everything and you just don't get everything you need, I guess. But I need those bees to make honey, to make mead, poison resist mead. So I'm in a little bit of a bind. Either way, I need to go find a swamp and get some iron going. So there's a whole thing. Gotta do a lot of things right now. I could not find a close swamp, and the little bits of swamp that I found didn't seem to have any crypts in them, from what I can tell from the coast, and I really don't want to trek too far into a swamp that I don't know. This adventure to find a crypt was a lot longer than I thought it would be, and I've made it pretty far. Between two swamps at night. I swear, that's the formula to find a serpent. If I get too close to either shore, I have a chance to get draugrs, skeletons, blobs, and leeches on me. So this is a dangerous spot to fight. It is the formula, I tell you. Watch as I destroy this serpent. I really hope they add 1 and 2 star serpents to the game eventually, and make it more of an interesting, scary adventure to be out on the crate. After I killed the serpent, I went back to scout the swamps, and I noticed this building, which apparently it looks like it has an altar. Day 11, I risked my life for Bone Mass's location. I accidentally let that leech hit me, and it did like 40 damage and poison. It was 2.6 times 15 seconds. So if your shield isn't strong enough to block an attack, but you do parry it with your shield, it can reduce the damage to 0 and still knock you back apparently. I was a little disappointed here. This bone mass marker, it points to an altar in the north, and I went south with my boat, so there apparently isn't an altar south, or maybe I need to find a different marker, I don't know. Either way, it's a ways from where I am, it's a ways from my house, so it wasn't that good. But since the boat was here, I decided to do a crypt here that I could see from the shore, and get some iron. Bring it back to my base. Since the bone mass altar is the opposite direction, it really didn't matter. Getting iron is like a 1.5 day adventure per tomb you do. Like, it's not a quick process. I sped this up for us. And having fully looted that tomb, so interestingly, we destroy our portal and we head back home with the iron. On the way back home, I ran into another serpent, and I decided to kill it. I mean, a little more serpent meat couldn't hurt on the next 3 bosses. Having successfully returned from my adventure, I started forging iron and building stuff. It took a little bit, but I got enough honey to make my poison resist mead. I spent some time building a wall around my house. I was really tired of Grey Dwarfs just wandering through, even if they were kinda aimless due to the fires. Once my full armor set was made, I went and destroyed my boat, and I rebuilt it off of the Elder's Island, which was closer to Bone Mass. That way I could save maybe 10-15 minutes of travel time. Upon arriving on Bone Mass's island, I had a little bit of a reception party with these spawners, and they almost kicked my ass. I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed right now. They already beat you down to half health and they keep spawning. So I jump on the boat and I sail somewhere else. That skeleton archer keeps hitting the boat. He's level 1, so he's doing some damage. and I'm getting a little worried because of all these things are chasing me. Even the leeches are coming. I noticed the leeches weren't actually hitting the boat, so I decided to just leave and try again from a different angle. From the new landing spot, I easily destroyed the spawners from a distance with a bow and arrow and set up a portal, and started preparing for the bone mass fight. I did a little extra work here. The altar was in a pool of water, and so I wanted to fight on even ground. So I went with a hoe and I fixed up the ground. Day 17 was preparing the arena, and day 18 was me going to kill the guy. Let's do it. I have 45 armor and a level 1 iron mace. This roof is the result of my series on how to cheeseball bosses. I could not figure out how to cheeseball bone mass in a way that was easy and safe, but what I did find out is his reach does not go up very high. Where my logs are about where his reach goes to. And what I know from his mechanics are that as soon as the fight starts, it causes a rainstorm that causes you to be wet, which causes your stamina to regenerate slower, as well as your health. So I built a roof and some fires to try and dry me and keep me dry during the fight. If this weren't a speedrun, I possibly could have made a second roof on the other side, and even off the back. And for the most part, he can't do much about it because his reach doesn't go up there. All he can do is throw summons on top of it, which could destroy it slowly. The roof also acts to keep him at bay, like he can't move up on me because his head hits the roof, but he can't destroy it, which is funny. Fun fact though, his poison will still hit you if you're on top of that roof up there, so it doesn't help in that regard. So I don't know how I underestimated its reach here. I thought I put it up high enough. It didn't happen to affect any of the building, any of the roof, so it really didn't matter. And it was so late in the fight that it didn't matter, because I was pretty sure it's just going to kick his ass. There you go, guys. That was a much less scary fight than last time I fought him. That's a new record also, which is great. Setting records this run. With bone mass slain, I set out into my mountain range, my little mountain range near me, hoping to find some silver or maybe a couple wolves. An early wolf cloak would be really good.
Once more into the fray. The last good fight I'll ever know. Live and die. Live and die.
The moment I realize this is a 2-star wolf, I panic because that's something that my main character is afraid of, and he's full of gear. This is honestly a death march. I don't know what else I can do. I don't have the stamina to make that crevice at the bottom. I'm freezing to death. They can outrun me with no stamina, so I really don't know what to do. Well, there it is, guys. The end of a very good run. I'm gonna have to figure out how to beat this RNG in the future. Not let this happen again. Had I tried to fight the wolf, I'm pretty sure I would have died as well. He did 89 damage as a finishing blow. But we did set some records. We set all 3 new records. I still haven't made it to motor, and I still haven't made it to Yegla. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and watch my other videos.